Good evening and welcome to your Monday edition of FSU Weather, where we have this gorgeous sunset setting up. Of course, sunset's coming a little bit later due to daylight savings time. Currently 77, it's a very warm day in Tallahassee, but we do have some cloud cover that's providing a little bit of relief and a little bit of shade. We have a big storm system set up across the continental U.S. with showers ranging from Louisiana up into Alabama and Tennessee, associated with this big, large-scale synoptic low-pressure system. But tonight, 64 degrees, clear, gorgeous weather if you want to take your dogs on a walk, and that gorgeous weather will continue into tomorrow. But we are going to have to start watching our rain chances as we approach the later parts of the week as the storm chances increase. Stormy St. Patrick's Day across most of the country, but wonderful weekend ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and myth bust another TikTok later on in the show. Your Monday edition of FSU Weather starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm student meteorologist Josh Green. The sun is out over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's higher in that sky today because of that time change that sprung us forward, so it is going to be a little brighter going into the later hours this evening. We're currently sitting at 77 degrees, mostly cloudy with winds coming out of the south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. For most of central and northern Florida right now, not much in the way of precipitation. We've got a few scattered showers down in central Florida along with some cloud cover. A bit to the western side of the Florida Panhandle, you can see those showers coming off the coast right now because of that southerly wind moving into southern Alabama. And over in the majority of the southeast, they've got a lot of cloud cover right now, as well as that strong line of precipitation following that front in the northern part of Georgia and Alabama, as well as moving across the state of Tennessee right now. But as for the state of Florida, not much in the way of precipitation. For our current temperatures, Tallahassee is sitting at 77 degrees right now, as well as Thomasville. Over in Valdosta, they're at 81, 78 down in Perry, and 73 over in Apalachicola. Our dew points are pretty mild right now, not too muggy, 60 degrees in Tallahassee, 66 down in Apalachicola. They got a bit more moisture because of that southerly wind bringing in that precipitation right now. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to see some scattered showers possibly move through the area towards tomorrow afternoon, and a lot of cloud cover throughout the day, so not much in the way of sunshine like we've been seeing the past week. As for our day planner for tomorrow at 9 a.m., we're going to have cloudy skies, 65 degrees. As we move in towards the earlier part of the afternoon, later morning, we're going to be at 12 p.m. Skies are going to be clearing out a bit as we get to 74. And as we reach our high of 77 tomorrow afternoon at around 3 p.m., we're going to have isolated thunderstorms just like we saw on that satellite just a slide ago. So we'll have to keep out for those as we make our way into the latter portions of the afternoon. As for tomorrow, 30% chance of rain, a high of 79 degrees. Our lows have also came up a bit. We're going to have lows of 65 today and tomorrow. Wednesday will be St. Patty's Day with some PM thunderstorms, so please make sure to watch out for those. We'll have a high of a mild 82 degrees. Thursday, we're going to have a threat for some severe weather, possibly some tornadic activity as well as some thunderstorms with a high of 75, and the lows will dip down to 50, 49 degrees, the upper 40s. As we make our way into the weekend, though, much better conditions. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, partly skies, pretty sunny, some hammock weather for Saturday, actually. We'll have highs in the low 70s to upper 40s, and as we make our way into Monday, these conditions will persist. And as for now, Jonathan's going to give us a look more at the southeast.
Yeah, so setting up this week, we have quite the active weather pattern across the southeastern United States with these warm temperatures characterized by strong southerly flow and quite the temperature gradient, as you can see back here in between Nebraska and Colorado in the central U.S. Dew points reflected in those southerly flow, moist air across the southeastern United States, but look at how sharp that gradient is. 65 in Jackson, Mississippi. We're right across the border in Little Rock, Arkansas, a dew point of 37. Quite the contrast, and that is going to yield to some severe weather later this week. Southerly wind flow, you can see those winds are whipping throughout Jacksonville, Tallahassee, New Orleans. Down by the coast along I-10, winds are in the range of 10 to 20 miles per hour with some higher areas closer to those gradients. Looking across your satellite and radar right now, though, as I mentioned in my overview, you have this large-scale system that's dragging some showers and thunderstorms throughout the lower part of the southeast. And you can really see where the stronger thunderstorms are popping out on the upper level water vapor. In Birmingham earlier this evening, there was a thunderstorm that produced a wall cloud. However, no significant severe weather this evening, just a marginal risk throughout the I-20, I-65 corridors in the state of Alabama into the southeastern portions of Mississippi. Not that much going on today, but as we get later into the week, for your Tuesday severe weather outlook, a marginal across the states of Georgia and Mississippi stretching all the way into the central plains. But the real action is going to take place on Wednesday. St. Patrick's Day is set up to be very stormy across the southeastern United States with a day 3, category 3, an enhanced risk is a level 3 out of 5 risk. This might be upgraded in the coming days, but this is a substantial severe weather threat. We want all of our viewers who live in these areas to go ahead and have a severe weather plan in place. Make sure you have your means of taking shelter. Make sure your shelter is prepared. Make sure you have a place to go. Make sure you know what to do in the event of any of the hazards that might present themselves on this day, whether that be significant tornadoes. EF2 to EF5 tornadoes are possible with some of the parameters we have, as well as large hail, damaging winds, and flash flooding. And you'll really start to see this pattern develop over the next 48 hours. For Tuesday, you'll see sort of more scattered activity, but then on Wednesday, what's particularly concerning is that each of these little individual discrete cells is popping up throughout the states of Mississippi and Alabama, and these discrete cells are going to track to the northeast, and that is the pattern we are expecting for some potentially tornadic thunderstorms. As for tonight, temperatures are going to be very mild across the southeast, and tomorrow is setting up to be a beautiful day, particularly across the Sunshine State, where temperatures will be in the 80s. And for a closer look at our Tallahassee lifestyle, here is Tyler.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. Things are shaping up to look really good, at least right now here in Tallahassee, but those rain chances are going to start creeping into the forecast as we go throughout the week. Let's take a look at some of the different places around Tallahassee right now and the Big Bend region and beyond. The Tallahassee Sportsplex, just some cloudy skies, but pretty great conditions overall. St. George Island, fairly cloudy over there. You can say the same thing about Panama City, but if you're in Tallahassee and you want to hit the water, Lake Bradford is looking great right now. Sun is going to start to set in about 2 hours or so, but still enough time to enjoy the lake. Airport delays, as expected, not likely here in Tallahassee. We have sunny skies and no chance for rain right now and into the nighttime hours. And if we're looking at the rest of the country, no significant delays either for any of these cities. Once you get into Denver, New York, some cold temperatures, but still fairly pleasant conditions overall with those partly sunny skies all throughout. For your dog walk forecast tomorrow, there is going to be some fog in the morning, so you might not want to take your dog out immediately whenever you wake up. But as we get through those later morning hours around 9 a.m., you're going to see that fog start to dissipate. Going to get into those partly sunny skies. 69 degrees is going to be that temperature. By the time we get to 11 a.m., going to break into the 70s, and the sun is going to shine even brighter by then. So FSU Hoops has made the tournament for March Madness. They're in Indianapolis right now. They're going to play Saturday, March 20th, so if you happen to be in Indianapolis, the weather's going to be pretty nice if you're walking to the game. It's going to be 60 degrees. The game's going to happen at 12:45 p.m. And then moving into our baseball game happening on Tuesday, first pitch going to be at 6 p.m., going to be 72 degrees. You're going to see possibly some showers and thunderstorms move through the area, so keep an eye on the weather before you go to that game. But we are playing against UF, so hopefully the game happens and we can get that W for the Noles. And your weekend rec forecast, temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler, but still going to be very sunny skies. 69 degrees, going to be that high for your Sunday fun day, so be sure to hit the res. Maybe not get in the water, but still a great time to be outside. And St. Patrick's Day, going to expect some afternoon thunderstorms there. It'll be 74 degrees for the high. And then our weekend planner here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all looking great with temperatures anywhere between the mid-60s to 70 degrees on Friday. Now I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan at the desk.
Yeah, so we have quite the active weather pattern set up across the United States this week, and that is going to yield in some quite a lot of social media reporting. So we want to take a moment and talk about, we always encourage our viewers to go out and take photos. We want to make sure that people are doing that in a safe manner. We want to make sure that no one is out there in the face of danger, maybe putting themselves at risk. One thing we do want to start taking a look at is, for this segment right now where I'm on the desk, one thing we want to do in the future is maybe do some user input from our viewers into this segment. One thing we're looking at potentially doing is getting some cinematography from the roof of the brand new EOAS building and doing segments on the launch from next door at the National Weather Service. We want to go ahead and start maybe doing some environmental segments. If you have any ideas of what you might want to see in this segment from FSU Weather, go ahead and let us know on our social media. In our closing segment, we always go over our handles. I'm pretty sure it's FSU Weather on each platform, but we really want to get engaged with our viewers, and we really want to invigorate the weather passion community at Florida State University and the local community in Tallahassee. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Josh and the National. He's going to take a look at this very active pattern we have set up across the United States.
Thanks, Jonathan. It's great to get everyone involved in weather, too. It really keeps you active, making sure you know what's going on throughout the country and in your local area. As for temperatures around the country, the South right now is seeing very mild conditions. 77 up in Memphis, 79 down in Miami, a warm 83 here in San Antonio. But you can see this stark contrast of temperatures right here towards the middle of the country. So the north is seeing more of those wintry conditions still, with a lot of snow up in the Minneapolis, Twin City regions. 29 over in Boston right now, 35 up in Bismarck. A bit to the southwest here in Albuquerque, it's 57, and 53 up in San Francisco. And for our current dew points, very dry conditions throughout the country right now. But actually, when you look at it, we've got very cool temperatures up in the north. So there's a lot of precipitation that's making these dew points very close to the actual temperatures. But as for the south, a bit drier conditions in Florida, 62. You can see 69 here in New Orleans because of that southerly wind bringing in all that moisture. We've got a lot of rain over in this corridor right here, 36 over in Memphis. And over here in the southwest, where there's been very dry conditions, 19 in Albuquerque, 40 over in LA. There's a lot of moisture covering the northern part of the U.S. right now and in the Central Plains region. We've got a lot of snow over here in the Twin Cities, over in Chicago. More towards Ohio right now, they're seeing a mix of sleet, precipitation towards the south, and maybe some snow towards the northern end. We've got a lot of precipitation moving in, eventually towards the Atlantic coast, pushing into Pennsylvania right now, and eventually over into the Atlantic. In the southeast, we've got that line of storms that we saw earlier covering northern Georgia and Tennessee. That's going to move through that area right now. And as for the Big Bend region and into central Florida, mostly cloud cover, not much in the way of precipitation. And you can see all that snow cover right now on the satellite and radar. Minneapolis, Twin Cities, Chicago, lots of snow pushing up towards the Great Lakes right now. And a bit to the south of that, they're seeing a mixture of sleet, and there's a lot of rain, precipitation moving through the Atlantic coast right now into the Carolinas, Virginia, West Virginia, and over on the western coast, they've got a lot of cloud cover over here in California, northern and central part mostly, with a lot of rain pushing through right now, possibly some snow in the mountainous regions there. And in this dry southwest, you can also see they're getting a bit of rain right now as well. Not much in the way of active alerts right now. You can see we've got some small craft advisories over here on the southeast coast. We've got some river flood warnings because of all that precipitation that just moved through because of that frontal system. Over in the west, we've got some fire warnings down in New Mexico. We've got a small craft advisory warning all the way extending upwards on the Pacific coast. In the northeast right now, they've got pretty dry conditions, not much in the way of precipitation. They've got not a lot of cloud cover as well. Pretty clear conditions. Cold weather too. I remember it's 29 over there in Boston. But you can see just to the west of that in the Ohio regions, lots of precipitation moving through there right now. Moving even more west, same story, lots of snowfall, especially here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, up in North and South Dakota. And you can see there's a lot of snow over here towards Rapid City as well. As you make your way south towards Nebraska, Kansas, more rain than snow because of those warmer conditions. In the southwest right now in those dry regions, we've got some scattered showers moving through not much thunderstorm makers. And in central California, they've also got a lot of rain. You can see some snow popping up on the mountainous regions as well. For the storm outlook today, there are some possible thunderstorms popping up in the southeast. And in the tropical outlook tomorrow, kind of the same story. Lots of storms as well coming into day 3. Right in this southeast region, even Tornado Alley, we got to watch out for those. We could see some possible tornadic activity, a lot of thunderstorms and enhanced risk actually. And as for tonight, we're going to have mild temperatures throughout the nation, upper 20s and lower 30s in the north. And as for the south, more milder conditions. And as we head into tomorrow's forecast, we're going to have warm temperatures, but once we make our way towards the north, those will cool down a bit. As for now, Tyler's going to give us a look more locally.
Thanks, Josh. Here at Doak Campbell Stadium, I can't say we're having a beautiful sunset as I always usually do here on our local segments, but still a great view over Doak Campbell Stadium right now as that sun starts to approach the sunset. Currently we're at 77 degrees. We have some cloudy skies here. It's because we have some winds coming out of the southeast at 11 miles per hour, bringing at least a little bit moisture in the region to help produce clouds. But we don't have to worry about rain here in Tallahassee. That's all to our west, in the western part of the Panhandle and southern Alabama. New Orleans also seeing some storms start to move through, and then northern Alabama seeing some rainfall as well with this line of storms starting to approach Atlanta. Here's the southerly wind flow I was talking about a little bit earlier, bringing some of that moisture off the Gulf of Mexico into Tallahassee. Winds around 12 miles per hour, getting up further to the north of Donaldsonville, having winds at 14 miles per hour. And we see these dew points fairly high considering our temperatures right now. So we do have some moisture in the region, not enough to get any rainfall here just yet, but enough to make things feel a little bit muggy and unpleasant here in the Big Bend, especially once you get around to Apalachicola. Their dew points are even higher at 66 degrees. Current temperatures in the mid-70s for most of the region. Tallahassee at 77, Thomasville at 77, and then once you get towards Valdosta, a little bit warmer, getting into the 80s, 81 degrees for them. And as we go throughout the next 24 hours, you're going to start to see some cloud coverage build up throughout the Big Bend and some chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms as well, mostly through our western parts of the region. The eastern parts will stay a little bit clear, so Perry and Valdosta, for the most part, are just going to see some cloud coverage. So if you're trying to plan your day around tomorrow, the morning and early afternoon hours are best if you're going to be outdoors. You're going to see some cloudy skies, but temperatures are going to be fairly comfortable, 65 degrees at 9 a.m. And then once we get around noon, you're going to see the clouds start to clear out a little bit and temperatures around 74 degrees. And then 3 p.m. is whenever you're risk for some isolated showers and thunderstorms will move through the region. About a 30% chance for us here in Tallahassee. Moving into Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to see some more rain chances, with Thursday bringing the possibility for some severe weather as well. So as we go throughout this week, you'll want to be weather aware and to continue to check up on things, especially once we get to Thursday. But after we get past that severe weather risk on Thursday, things are looking pretty great for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday. Temperatures are going to get up to 75 degrees for that high on Monday. Now I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan. I think he's talking about TikTok.
Yeah, so one of the things we just talked about is how on this coming Thursday, we do have a tornado risk across not only Tallahassee, but on Wednesday across the continental United States. And one thing we want to talk about there is that it is severe weather season, and a lot of rumors can quickly spread on social media. So right now we're going to go ahead and debunk one with Lindsay rolling the tape.
I have a really dumb question. Do tornadoes happen in other places in the world? I don't know why. I don't know. Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, so one common misconception is that while a lot of tornadoes do occur across the United States, as you can see by the density of these blue dots, we do have tornadoes in other regions of the world, particularly Europe and the Tropic of Capricorn region stretching across the South American, African, and Australian continents behind me. And in these regions, we have tornado reports as well. However, there's questions as to whether the United States has so much more because of climatology, or whether or not it's because there are more people densely packed in the United States that can report these storms. But within the United States, we have an area commonly referred to as Tornado Alley, where conditions are typically prime this time of year for tornadoes. For example, on Saturday, there was a setup that produced some tornadoes for chasing in the plains of northern Texas. However, we often don't talk about Dixie Alley, which is this region from Mississippi through Georgia up into southern Illinois and Indiana, where there is another common area where tornadoes form, and that is the area where the risk persists on Wednesday into Thursday this week. But we sort of want to talk about why these systems happen all of the time and why there is a tornado alley. And so you have this cold polar air mass coming down from Canada and the North Pole into the continental United States. You have this warmer, drier air coming across the desert southwest into the plains. Then from the Gulf of Mexico, you have moist air colliding. And when you have this all combined, you have the cold front and a dry line that is going to bring the colder, drier air behind it, and the warm front lifting from the north. And with a rotation, the air collides and can spin up into tornadoes. So this is the type of setup we have across the southeastern United States later this week. So make sure you are staying tuned in to make sure you are aware of the severe weather potential. Josh is going to take a look at the weather and maybe the potential for severe storms across Florida this week.
That's right, Jonathan. And our current temperatures right now, very warm right now, 81 degrees in Fort Myers, 80 up in Tampa, 79 down in Miami, 77 here in Tallahassee, and 73 over in Pensacola. So we're not seeing much of that tornadic activity right now, but we may see it in the next few days. On the satellite, there is very clear, not a lot of cloud cover from central to South Florida, a couple pop-ups down there. More towards northern Florida and in the panhandle, you can see it becomes a bit more cloudy. And over towards the west, we've seen these scattered showers moving northern from the Gulf Coast. They seem to have made their way out of the western region of the panhandle, so we don't need to really keep an eye out for those anymore. As for South Florida, very clear skies, warm, low dew points. We've got a couple scattered showers up by Lake Okeechobee, but none other than that. As for our next couple days down in South Florida, 81 tomorrow as a high, and that's even going to get warmer as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, 83 on Wednesday and 84 on Thursday, with very low rain chances throughout the entirety of the week. As for western central, the region of Florida, in Tampa, we've got 83 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday. These temperatures are going to persist through the middle of the week with cloudy conditions, with our precipitation chances going only up to 22% as for Thursday, with a high of 82 degrees. As for Central Florida in Orlando, they're going to be sitting at 88 degrees on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, they're going to get up to the lower 90s, actually. Very warm temperatures for early spring with low chances for precipitation. Here's a good look at that dry air right now. No really precipitation with a couple pop-ups. You can see some cloud cover more towards the north over by Spring Hill, but clear conditions other than that. In northern Florida right now, they are also not seeing any precipitations. Becomes a bit more cloudy as you work your way north because of that front that's going to be heading over in the next day or so. In northern Florida, Jacksonville, tomorrow and Wednesday, mid-80s with very low chances for precipitation. This will change a bit as we head into Thursday, as the chances will go up to 36% with thunderstorms and a high of 84 degrees. In Pensacola, a similar story. Tomorrow, Wednesday, highs will be a bit lower. They'll be in the mid-70s with a 64% chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday, actually, and that'll clear out as we go into Thursday. Here's that scattered showers that have been moving through the area. They're going to clear out as we make our way into the evening hours. For tonight, mild conditions, mid to upper 60s throughout the entirety of the state. And as for tomorrow, we're going to be getting up to some pretty high temperatures, 88 in Orlando. And as for now, Jonathan is going to give us a look more locally.
Yeah, so zooming back into the Tallahassee region, of course, the sunset is not happening over Doak Campbell Stadium right now as a result of daylight savings time, which I'm not sure how y'all felt about your losing an hour of sleep. I know I personally was kind of grumpy the day afterwards. But this weather today is absolutely gorgeous for us in Tallahassee, not so much for our neighbors in the state of Alabama and in New Orleans, where the rain from this cold front is setting up. However, 77 in Tallahassee, no cold front in sight here. Temperatures are going to remain very warm across the Tallahassee region tonight, with dew points also reflecting those temperatures. 60, it is very muggy outside, but not muggy enough to produce the typical summertime thunderstorms in Tallahassee, but that is coming later. Heat index slightly above our actual temperature, not tornado. Pardon me, I'm caught up from my last TikTok segment. but that is going to make it feel a little bit more hot outside than it actually is, so you might sweat if you were going for a run. I don't know what's going on with some of our wind speed indicators, but as you can tell, there is a generally southerly flow bringing moisture up from the Gulf of Mexico and into our air, which is why those dew points are high. But moving through the next 24 hours, you'll notice those showers start to develop, push onshore. That is why there is a slight 30 to 40% chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Not exactly a rain out though, so for your day planner, 9 a.m., we actually could see some fog because of how moist the air is before 9 a.m. tomorrow. But by the time most people are up and at 'em, going to their classes, going to work, temperatures should be warmed up to 65, and that fog should be clearing. But the clouds are going to remain until about noon, where they're going to start to clear. And then as the clouds clear and the atmosphere heats up, we could start to see some of those isolated pop-ups come in and move through. Temperatures are going to heat up into the mid to high 70s tomorrow, so make sure you dress appropriately. I would not recommend wearing a jacket or a hoodie to campus tomorrow. But as we look at the week ahead, we have quite the active weather pattern set up. Tuesday, those isolated showers tomorrow, but Wednesday during the day, it should be quite a pleasant day. But however, once we start getting into the evening hours, we're going to have to start watching for storms to be tracking in from the Alabama and Georgia regions, where they are expected to have more significant severe weather on Wednesday. But that means as that system pushes eastward onto Thursday, we will have a risk of severe weather in Tallahassee. The Storm Prediction Center currently has us in their 4-day severe weather outlook. We don't know the category of severe weather yet, but that will be released tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to FSU weather for the latest on that. But looking ahead, your weekend looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's going to be hammocking weather from Saturday into Sunday. And with that, we're going to pass things off to Josh to close the end of the show.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yes, for the past week or so, we've been seeing very warm, sunny conditions, and we even saw those today. But as we get into the latter portions of the week, especially Wednesday and Thursday, we have an increased chance of scattered thunderstorms, as well as possibly some tornadic activity. We'll have to keep an eye on our area, as well as especially those in the Tornado Alley regions and the rest of the Southeast, as those severe storms push through and could possibly spin up some tornadoes. So definitely stay tuned to your local weather stations to keep an eye out for those. As Jonathan mentioned earlier, it's always very important to have a plan in place, ready to go, so that you're not scrambling when the time actually comes, when severe weather comes into your area. Rather, it's much better to be planned and have some protection ready to go. But as for our weekend, hopefully we'll be seeing some clear skies, especially because we've got a busy sports schedule here at FSU, with UF baseball coming to visit, as well as FSU basketball up in Indianapolis, going to start their run in the NCAA tournament. But as for now, you can give us a follow on our social medias, starting on Twitter at FSU Weather. You can also give us a like on Facebook at the same handle, FSU Weather. We're also streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock. You can watch us there at FSU Weather, as well as we also love to see you post some things onto our Instagram. Give us a DM. We'll also check those out. Maybe we'll see some weather, especially for this week, some tornadic activity. We'll get an image of that. We'll put it on our social media. It's always great to get involved and to check out some of those great pictures that you submit for us. But as for today, I wish you guys a great week. Hopefully you stay safe during that inclement weather that will be coming in later, and enjoying the FSU sports schedule that's very packed. But as for today, I'm student meteorologist Josh Green. As for FSU weather, have a great rest of your week.